in the show, they kind of address stuff like that where, doctors pull a curtain around a patient and then have a conversation about the patient on the other side of the curtain. Then you hear the patient go, guys, I can still hear you.
Right.
Or you have the two people that are having a conversation and take a step away, and then they're having the rest of the conversation that's supposed to be private. The people also go, hey, guys, you just took one step away. I can still hear you.
Yeah. It's hard not to construct things within film that are not real. How many over-the-shoulder shots do we see in film? And it's a way to draw two characters together, but most of the
everybody
time,
sits on one side of the table when eating.
Yeah, and it's most of the time in conversations where we can be seated 12 feet apart from each other and we're shooting the shit, and you couldn't really stage an effective over-the-shoulder shot, but we can forgive those contrivances. But when you actually physically make somebody go, hey, hang on, I'm going to turn, and now I'm going to face over here, it just, and unless it's a musical, I might give him this moment because if he needs to sing something to where they had, the emotion's there. But I don't think this is a musical.
Are you ready for him to start bursting out in song?
Yes. I wanted him to look at the camera and break the fourth wall. I mean, when he turns to look at the thing, I'm ready for him to do something even bigger with the fact that we get a shot of him. Right, exactly. Twirl his mustache or look at the camera got him. Wink. I need something a little more. He does give us a little bit of a smirk, which I can appreciate. When he looks at the collar and realizes he's got Caesar, he kind of one side of his mouth goes up just a little bit. So you kind of wonder if they shot this because they needed a way of getting Culp's reaction without necessarily cutting to Culp's reaction on the other side. I think that's it.
I think this is a production choice, an economical choice of how can I tell this story.
You don't have to do another camera
in one
setup.
shot. It's only one camera setup, because it probably works better tension-wise as a scene if I cut to a low angle of Culp looking down at this thing, then I get a shot of him what he's looking at, then I get a shot of his face over to Roddy. But instead, I did one camera setup and I'm done. They probably did 2 takes of it to make sure they were safe, and they moved on.
Yeah, it's such a choice.
Yeah,
to have this moment in there when we haven't spent enough time with Culp in such a way that I care about what he thinks.
Yeah,
it's not minute. He needs a little bit more.
Right.
A little bit more, but I mean, it was a choice. It wasn't bad. It was just okay, cool.
So we see where Culp is taking him now, into this blue lit room with a table with some sensors on it and a box, a panel with some dials and shit on it.
So we should recognize this from the earlier torture chamber, the fact that it's a table
like a reconditioning room or something.
Right, where they were torturing that one person. They put the head thing on him, and they had those really, really bad arm manacles that awkwardly came over at inopportune times. It looks a little bit different from that original room because there is a room behind it with 2 chairs.
Like an operating theater where you can watch what's happening. So that's the observation deck.
And when we were in the original command center with the torture area, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 chambers. The 4th one on the side was open, and we did not have the same kind of command center that I remember being in there. So they kind of reconstructed that same room with kind of a command area in front of it. Now, just to let you know, they were originally supposed to go to a fingerprinting room. They originally had him being walked into, Ape Management, the command center. The air is loud with grunting and the gibbering of overcrowded apes.
They're grunting again? Okay.
The apes become even more restless and agitated as they see Caesar. It is if they sense that their leader is about to be removed. Culp, Hoskins, a guard, and Caesar as they step up to a glass booth, the fingerprinting section. While Caesar has his fingerprints taken, Culp moves quickly across to a small glass window and taps on it authoritatively. Culp, this is special. We want a no cage cleared for about 20 minutes. Operator, for crying out loud. Culp, he probably will. That's why we want it cleared. This is a no cage. They're taking him. This room that they're supposed to be in is a no cage.
So they really did a dad joke in this cutout scene, for crying out loud. Oh, he will be.
Yeah,
but we don't. We just go straight to the no cage. By the way, guys, this is the no cage.
Well,
gotcha.
Okay, so why did they cut that scene? Because it's not needed, and you want to talk about a tension killer. Get rid of that thing.
Yeah. You're telling them what you're going to do instead of showing them what you're going to do.
But tell me how powerful would it be if they brought him in and there were other apes around, and now they're getting agitated because they realize it's Caesar. But we also cut out the scene of Caesar riling them up before getting caught. That didn't happen either.
One thing I do want to call notice to, and we're kind of running towards the end of the episode here, but I like the choice of this very cool, non-feeling blue light that they put in the room. I question, once again, this is kind of, I'm looking and there are no fill lights. This is one massive key light that's sort of washing the set.
Because if you look at the shadow behind Culp, I mean, that's a one shadow. There's nothing else lighting him.
I kind of would have liked to have that one light be on the table instead. If you're just going to pop it and you're going to
the room is almost dark, and the table and maybe the panel itself are the two things that are lit.
Yeah, they're just overhead blue light, and it's spilling out, and when you look at Culp, he's in black. He has a beard. His hair is dark. All you see is a little bit of the pinkness of his skin. So it'd just be his face and his hands kind of floating in the void. So it's not like by doing this and aiming the light here, then you're implying more of the tension of, this is a torture device if the light is focused on it. Instead, it's just popping the corner and washing back. And
then you have the observation area. The lights are turned off there, and then whenever he's chained down. I'm assuming in the next minute, then you hear boom, and the lights turn on, and you see people sitting there watching.
There's the chase scenes as much as we thought they were shot well, the chase scenes the minute prior and this moving into this room where we live in a reality of really, really harsh fluorescent lights, and it would have been nice to see maybe just a few harsh fluorescent lights here and there.
Yeah.
Just to kind of make things a little more stark in moments, particularly when you're outside. That the buzz of a fluorescent light could have been a nice effect.
I'm brought of mind of David Lynch during, I think it was Twin Peaks, when one of the times they're examining one of the bodies, it's an overhead fluorescent light, and when they came on the set, the light they were using actually had a bulb go out, so it's, and of course people are like, fix that, and he's like, oh no, keep that.
No,
yeah.
And because it adds realism and it also adds tension. It just, you could have had that, and especially this light overhead. When getting ahead to what will happen to Caesar on there, that light could have dimmed. It should have dimmed. It should have reacted to the power surge. But we don't.
I've got notes about the next minute or two.
Richard has notes.
I've got notes. There's a blue. It's like the command center. It's this like, who's working in darkness? What's going on here?
So yesterday, Richard dreamed of running. Tonight, he's going to dream of shock tables.
Like the one I have set up in my sex room.
Oh, hey.
I could talk about
no, just kidding. That's just mirrors.
Yeah, I could talk about dramatic lighting in TV shows all day.
Yeah. All right, does anybody got anything else?
Oh, I'm good.
No.
Okay, then let's move on, because we want to get to tomorrow's shocktastic moment of Conquest of the Planet of the Apes. For Richard and Sean, I'm Todd. Everyone have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
The minute of the apes. The minute